Good people, good people, good people. Welcome to another edition of Commanders Wrap, where you get all your relevant Commanders news in 15 minutes. I'm your host, Dr. Wonderful, Doctor of Writing, Professor of English, and avid Commanders fan, joined here by my co host, Kevin Bayne. And we air every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, and we have replays at 10 a.m. on Spotify, Amazon Music, and Audible. How you doing today, Kevin?
I am doing good. Hope you're doing good. Hope everyone that tunes in to listen is doing good as well.
Absolutely. I'm glad you're doing well. And of course, we always hope that our listeners had a great week here at Commanders Wrap. In our first segment, we'll briefly cover the Commanders' most recent free agent signings from week two. And then we're going to speculate about who's on the move. Because with all these D lineman signings, what could they mean? Could someone be moving? Someone like, I don't know, Deron Payne? We've got too many defensive linemen not to start questioning if somebody's going to be on the move. So in week two of free agency, Kevin, Washington added former Chargers offensive tackle Foster Sorrell and former Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup. Neither of these signings really moved the needle for me. Sorrell is a career backup, and to me, Gallup's best days may be behind him. But what's your assessment, Kevin? Are these guys just camp bodies, or are we just looking for tape? What's going on here?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think that's exactly what they are camp bodies. Uh, it's possible if they play hard and practice training camp, maybe one of them makes the final roster as some depth pieces. I won't be shocked if either of them were let go before week one either, but I don't think you can ever go wrong bringing in some veterans for camp.
Yeah, I mean, there it doesn't preclude them from signing any rookies at either position or any UDFA's. So you're right. And at worst they could get some more tape, right, on film
Yeah.
for other teams. So there's always that. Now, whether they're camp bodies or not remains to be seen. But what can't be unseen, Kevin, is this defensive wall Washington is trying to build. As I say, this is the wall that Washington should be building. They brought in two new defensive tackles and two new defensive ends to go with the guys they already had in house. I wouldn't call this an embarrassment of riches, but it's a clear surplus along the D line. Do these signings suggest someone's time is on the move and is coming to an end? And if so, who could be on the move, or what kind of moves could we be making with so many defensive linemen?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Yeah, I've heard Duran's name being brought up more than once. That's for sure. And look, I'm all for it if they think they can move on from him. I think Peters and crew are probably on that page. It's definitely not an easy move though because of his contract. He signed a 4-year, 90 million. Almost 60 million of that was guaranteed. He has a base salary of almost 20 million, and then he's got a cap hit this year of over 26 million, and that cap hit goes to 28 million for 2026. Obviously, there's different ways to do deals. You could end up eating some of the contract or whatever, but if that doesn't happen, I just see it being a difficult deal. But we'll see how that one plays out. I think either way, whether he's getting rid of him this year or not remains to be seen. But I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, I'm all for it if it happens.
Right. I think for me as a fan, and it's probably just angst, right? For me, it's just holdover angst of an old regime, memories of highly talented people that for some reason as a unit it didn't always click. And I
Yeah,
recognize that that's more about me and less about Duran. When listening to analysts about Duran, they talk about beyond that 1 year where he elevated, how he's consistently been the same and consistently
Yes.
played at a high level.
Yep.
So if we mistook Duran Payne for Aaron Donald that 1 year, that was on me, or that was on us as a fan base. So we'll see. I'm just willing to recognize that my angst about Duran, that just may be exactly what it is, pure angst, and nothing to actually go on there.
Right. I mean, it's just my personal opinion. I was never a fan from the jump when Revere gave that huge contract to him. For me, it was like, man, that's a lot of money in a big contract, especially at that time, basically based off one really good season, which just so happened to be the same season he was, like I said, was going to be looking for a new contract. So I think Peters is doing almost the same thing now as he kind of did with Jonathan Allen, where, we drafted Newton. It was kind of in preparation of Allen's departure. I could see the writing on the wall before it happened. And by bringing in these defensive tackles, whether Payne is gone this year or next, I think for sure we won't see him in Washington after this season.
Quite possible. Well, listen, Kevin, whether we keep Duran or not, in my opinion, we need to get younger along the D line, and we still need some edge help.
Yes.
And I've been looking at a couple sleeper picks, Kevin. And this week's sleeper pick is UCLA Bruins defensive end slash linebacker Oluwafemi Oladejo. I think that is Oluwafemi Oladejo. What you got for us, Kevin, on Olu here?
So yeah, Washington visited his pro day, and from what I've been seeing, he definitely impressed with both pass rushing drills as well as off the ball linebacker and edge drills. He looked really good stacking against a run. He was a middle inside linebacker for UCLA initially before moving to the edge rushing spot this past season. He's he's very good at using his hands, using well to fight off blocks, and he doesn't seem to let a whole lot get past him. He's 6'3", 250 pounds. He moves really well for his size. Uh, as he displayed in his standout Senior Bowl performance, he's a fiery player and a vocal leader, plays with viciousness, which lets him win late and finishes plays with a bang. One thing I did like about him is his creativity. He doesn't have just one or two moves. He has several different moves he can use at any given time to get to the runner or quarterback. I think he has the potential to be a good edge player, but he definitely needs more time playing in that position. It's not someone I would use like our first pick on or anything like that, but from a few different scouts I've been reading, he's projected to go on day two. Obviously, we currently don't have a third round pick. If he's still there at round four at pick 127, which we got from the Texans, I'm all for taking him there. I know we only have 5 picks currently, but I don't think it's crazy to think that we could take two edges in this draft. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, listen. As far as Olu goes, he's a dog. I think Dan Quinn would like him. We need more dogs on this team.
Yep.
So I'm all here for it. He might rise up the boards. I think maybe if he's there in the second round, you could double dip.
Yeah.
Not going to be mad at any kind of double dipping going
Nope.
on by Washington when it comes to defense. So on our next week's show, that ends our week show for this week. We're going to discuss who's on the move again. I've got some more ideas. This isn't just about D line. This is also about offense. We're also going to discuss some more sleeper draft picks that Washington may take in this coming draft, which is coming to us rapidly. For Kevin Bayne, I'm Dr. Wonderful, Doctor of Writing, Professor of English, and avid Commanders fan. And this has been your weekly edition of Commanders Wrap, where you get all your relevant Commanders news in 15 minutes.